It's been a tough few weeks for India's Home Minister Amit Shah. After the deadly Red Fort car blast in Delhi, the Indian opposition, the media, and social networks are all asking one big question. Has Amit Shah failed as Home Minister? Let's break down what happened, what's being said, and how Shah's long political career, full of power, controversy, and control, is coming into question. Just make sure you've liked and subscribed to our channel so you never miss an update from us. On November 10th, a massive explosion ripped through the Red Fort area in Delhi. The government immediately invoked the Unlawful Activities Act, or UAPA, India's main anti-terror law. Within hours, Amit Shah chaired an emergency meeting and handed the case to the National Investigation Agency. But the real explosion happened online and in Parliament. The Trinamool Congress party was first to react. Its leaders in Kolkata called the incident a complete failure of intelligence and demanded Amit Shah's resignation. Then the Congress party followed. The Hindustan Gazette quoted its statement, "Amit Shah is a failed home minister. The Modi government must be held accountable for the repeated security lapses." And then came the tweets. Congress MLA Priyank Kharge wrote, "There has perhaps never been a home minister whose tenure has seen so many breakdowns. Kashmir, Manipur, Pulwama, Pahalgam, and now Delhi." Another user posted, "Every time there's a terror attack, Shah blames Pakistan. But where's the evidence? What does the terror landscape in India actually look like?" The April 2025 Pahalgam massacre, where 26 tourists were killed, shook the country. The Indian government blamed Pakistan and launched the so-called Operation Sindoor across the border. But international observers noted that no conclusive public evidence was shared proving Pakistan's involvement. And that's the pattern critics highlight as well. Every time there's an attack, there is immediate blame on Pakistan, but no transparent proof shared with the public. Now, to understand this moment, we need to look at the man himself. Who is Amit Shah and how did he become India's most powerful home minister? Shah was born in 1964 in Mumbai and raised in Gujarat. He entered politics as a young RSS volunteer, and by the early 1990s, he joined the Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP. He met Narendra Modi during the BJP's rise in Gujarat, a partnership that would reshape Indian politics for decades. By 2002, Shah had become one of Modi's closest aides and most trusted strategists. But those years were also shadowed by controversy. During and after the 2002 Gujarat riots, Shah faced allegations of police encounter killings and misuse of power as Gujarat's Minister of State for Home. He was arrested in 2010, briefly jailed, and later acquitted by the courts, but the episode permanently marked his reputation. Then came his comeback. In 2014, as Modi ran for Prime Minister, Shah masterminded the BJP's massive electoral sweep. The Guardian later called him Modi's right-hand man, the enforcer who runs India. As BJP president, he turned India's elections into military-style operations. Booth-level strategies, hyper-targeted social media, and ruthless control. In 2019, after Modi's re-election, Shah was rewarded with the Home Ministry, arguably the second most powerful office in the country. Under him, Article 370 was scrapped, ending Jammu and Kashmir's special status. He also expanded the NIA's powers, modernized border surveillance, and cracked down on left-wing extremism. His growing critics say he has centralized power and politicized security. They argue that under his watch, law and order crises, from Manipur's ethnic clashes to Kashmir's insurgency, have worsened. And when something goes wrong, the reflex is always the same. Blame Pakistan, talk tough, move on. After the Red Fort blast, Amit Shah once again pointed fingers at cross-border terror networks. Pakistan denied it immediately. But this cycle, accusation, denial, and aggressive rhetoric, has repeated so often that it's starting to sound like a script. The opposition's frustration is not about toughness, it's about proof. If Pakistan really is behind these attacks, where's the publicly available evidence? Why aren't investigations or court documents ever shared in detail? Amit Shah's critics say that his policies don't just focus on terrorism, they also shape India's identity politics. He was the architect of the Citizenship Amendment Act, which fast-tracks citizenship for non-Muslim migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Both the BBC and The Guardian have described it as a discriminatory law that excludes Muslims. Shah has also repeatedly referred to Muslims as infiltrators and termites in speeches, meaning he embodies a hardline Hindu nationalist ideology that undermines secular democracy in India. But back to the present. The opposition is now demanding a full parliamentary inquiry. Social media is full of hashtags like Shah failed and hashtag Home Ministry accountable. The question now is not just whether Amit Shah can handle the next crisis, but whether India can keep trusting him to protect it.